All right, now that we're abreast of that, let's see what's in the papers in a moment. First of all, though, Corba is doing the most. They are allowing you to take all of that time that you would have spent doing your mobile money transfers and moving money from one bank to the other and walking into buildings to do business. They are saving you all of that time by making your life simple. You can now transfer funds across all bank accounts or mobile money wallets. You can top up airtime and data. You can pay your insurance, your TV, utility bills, and many more with pleasure anytime and anywhere. Plus, while you're doing all that, they will give you free life insurance. Okay, this is more than you expected, and that's just how Corba rules. So use Corba and enjoy life's little pleasures. You can download the app. It's spelled Korba, and it's on the Play Store or the App Store. You can also get it via WhatsApp 0242 426 186, or just dial star 365 hash. Corba, our lives simplified.
Well, if owning a new home, buying a second home, or buying a land to build your dream home is one of your goals for 2021, then here's some real help from First National Bank. Because First National Bank has declared 2021 as a year of home ownership to help make home ownership a reality for many Ghanaians. Yoho 2021 offers a unique opportunity for all resident and non-resident Ghanaians to access First National Bank's suite of home loan offers, get relevant advice on home ownership, and guidance to overcome some of the hurdles like documentation, titles, and credit history. Indeed, home ownership provides stability and wealth building opportunities, and you can buy your dream home from our partner developers or choose to complete that project you started years ago. Take advantage of First National Bank's competitive interest rates and I promise to give you a decision on your home loan application in 5 working days provided all requirements are met. Accept the Yoho 2021 challenge and apply for a home loans facility to ensure you are on the housing ladder by end of 2021. Call First National Bank on 0242 or 0800 770522 or send a mail at ghanahomeloans at firstnationalbank.com.gh for more information. Yoho 2021, moving you from a tenant to a homeowner. First National Bank, how can we help you?
All right, let's see what's in the papers.
Okay, Coach Well, this morning I'm going to put my heart on the table and do this story. My daughter did not commit suicide. Father of deceased JHS students challenges school authorities. Now, there's been a back and forth about this story. The parents of Letitia, the 14-year-old girl who allegedly committed suicide, is saying that indications are that she did not commit suicide, but that she was actually murdered because there are some puncture wounds in her wrist, which suggests that there's a cover-up by the school. It's being investigated, and they're waiting for the autopsy report to determine whether it was suicide or murder. This is the part of the story that I want to talk about. There's been a lot of people giving a lot of commentary on the alleged suicide of a 14-year-old girl. Let me share some of the comments with you. Suicide is a coward's way out. What amount of trouble does a young girl have to warrant this nonsense? She's stupid, excuse me to say. God will punish her and her family for taking her own life. I will go and meet her in hell in 2090 and beat her. This is just foolishness and the devil. But the mental health people will start saying it's depression. Nonsense. Silly girl. Now go and face your judgment with God. The World Health Organization said in 2019 that suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in 15 to 19-year-olds. I'm highlighting this because, Kojo, this is the reason why people don't talk about mental health issues. Because when people actually come out to talk about the things that they're going through, this is the kind of clapback that we get. That it's not important, that the mental health of young people is not important, that the issues that they face is not important, that there's not space for them to talk about the things that bother them, that they're young and therefore the things they should focus on is their studies or their schools, not their emotions or their challenges. This is the kind of society that we live in. So you hear that a 14-year-old girl could have been stressed enough to kill herself, and this is their reaction.
And for those of you who are listening, anymore, I mean, it's okay, it's all right. But for those of you who are listening, this is the reason why yesterday Enimwa did not want to read the banner headline in the Chronicle. You remember there was a bit of back and forth. I was asking her which one is the banner headline. It's because the Bible verse at the bottom of the Chronicle newspaper yesterday said something about don't be a fool, don't end your life early or something of that sort. And then the banner headline was about this child who lost her life in school. First of all, we don't know whether it's a suicide or not, but even if it is, to use such language to describe something that is the result of a mental health issue, it's uncalled for, and this is not a society we should be building. Let's move on.
Okay, I have other stories on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. President Akufo-Addo secures 170 million euro for Development Bank. TOR collapsing under heavy debts. GWC allegedly disconnects water supply over non-payment of 4 million. Owes, okay, this is a bit unclear. Owes ECG, SNIT, GRA. Make lupus medical care visible in Ghana. And that's according to the Oyiman Foundation. That's it for the Chronicle this morning.
The Daily Guide is reporting this morning that Otumfuo wants Owabi Dam dredged, and the Attorney General is charging an MP with 2.4 million fraud, and this is to do with the sale of lands which was not delivered, and apparently the MP was alleged to have represented somebody who is a CEO of a company and taking money between almost a year from a company and yet failed to pay back and did not deliver on the lands. In fact, later on, the lands he delivered were not his own. That's why Chifo Atimukwa MP is being dragged to court. There is one about securing 170 million for the that's for Development Bank. That's what Nana did in France in a very wonderful conversation with the people there. DVLA boss joins Transport Hall of Fame. Is also on the front page of the Daily Guide this morning.
Well, so the Business and Financial Times this morning speed up dredging works in Owabi River. Otumfuo urges government and Fidelity Bank affirms commitment to development of financial and capital markets. Akufo-Addo secures 170 million euros for National Development Bank. That story, but the splash of the banner headline says $8.4 billion petroleum revenues hang in the balance as Sankofa and Afina oil fields unitization continued to delay. Now, this is a research by the Institute for Energy Security, and they are saying that based on the research they have conducted, if we go ahead with the merger or the unitization, government stands to gain $8.4 billion during the lifespan of these wells. And that includes, $2.5 billion in royalty, $75 million in bonuses, fees, and levies, $1.4 billion in additional oil entitlement, and $4.3 billion in income taxes that that they're going to pay. And so eventually government takes $8.4 billion. However, if they decide not to merge and do it on their own, you're going to have government getting $2.065 billion.
Less than $2.1 billion.
Yes, 2.065. Not enough 2.1.
So less than 2.1.
Yes, less than $2.1 billion dollars. And so the Institute for Energy Security is drawing attention to this and says all things that must be done should be done to ensure that this unitization or merger is achieved between ENI and Springfield.
You see, already this oil and gas sector is an area in which Ghana is losing revenue hand over fist all the time. We first of all strike, deals that are not as beneficial to Ghana as they could be, and then we don't even have mechanisms to check whether or not these oil companies are under declaring, so as to pay less tax to us. We don't know. We don't have systems that would give us that information accurately enough. We kind of accept what we're told, and our checks are not as rigid as they should be. Now, this is an opportunity for us to create a situation that is just a little bit more profitable. I say just a little bit to understate it. I'm under-exaggerating it. But look, we could get about 400% more, if we do this right. We really need to set up and do what it takes. Let's unitize the thing. Whatever it takes, let's prioritize it, because we're looking at a shortfall of about 6 billion if we don't.
Okay, shall I just do the front page of the Daily Graphic? Second COVID-19 jabs begins, 13,682 vaccinated. Let's invest heavily in sanitation. Galamsey wreaks havoc. Reeks, yeah, I was looking at it and I know we've done it for Say It Right, and in my head I was doing the Rex, you know, in pin, certain pin, in pin out. So thank you for that. Reeks havoc. Okay, so there's that picture there of a lot of water which looked very muddy. That's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Work to start on 670-kilometer feeder roads in Upper West. That's on the back page of the Daily Graphic. And don't increase transport fares yet. Commercial vehicle drivers told. That's on the back page of the Daily Graphic.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning that we want unity development in Tafo residency as a rally support for MP. This is coming on the heels of a recent complaint by the chief that the MP has been not necessarily present at most important functions there. Now,
That's a Center.
yes, Asifwa, yes. And
I'm told they call him MP1.
I see.
It's not your usual MP1. You know, your usual MP1 is like the number one MP. But it's not your usual MP1.
Why? What's the reason for it? Does it have anything to do with how
you know how politicians
how he nurtures the constituency?
When they say MP1, if it doesn't mean that you are the topmost MP, then it means something else.
Yeah, at the bottom. Well, okay. Now, the Ghanaian Times has been saying a lot more than this. They were talking about we will not back down on Galamsey fight. That's Nitty Wool there, and the vast. This one, I almost thought it was you. You see the kind of the front page of the Ghanaian Times has a picture of somebody taking the vaccine, and the person is wearing almost your kind of batakari, and I was wondering whether.
Yesterday I struggled because of what I was wearing, so I had to hold it, raise it up. I
And
opened.
also the receding hairline.
Okay, it's okay.
You have to say that.
You have to say that.
Okay.
I concentrate on anyway, now, because I don't like talking, people talk about heads and those things. There's a tendency that might lead to some other description. Now,
Grandma, nobody said dry bones.
yes. Now, the Ghanaian Times has this important story. National security brutality is a breach of the constitution. This is the NCCE. And I'm impressed with how the NCC has taken on this matter and is clearly stating to state agencies, other state agencies, they cannot do this because it's against the rights of the people and it cannot continue. And this is in connection with the alleged assault of the CTFM journalist, and the lady was also traumatized one way or the other. And what also happened in Western North, that's the Peter Tabri gentleman's case too, which involved, we are told, some national security officials there. The NCC is saying that we can do better and that we should be mindful of people's rights when we are dealing with them. And that brutality and breach of constitution must cease. We understand the gentleman went before a committee by national security investigating this matter. The hope is that, as many have said, that committee will come up with something more meaningful than it has done in times past. Anyway.
Well, let's get to the Business Finder, and it says 170 million euros secured to start development bank as part of plans to revitalize the economy, and task force targeting illegal activities, not licenses. So that's according to Dominic Nittiwul. He says when they get to the areas, they're not checking whether you have a license. If you are engaged in an illegality, whether you have a license or not, they will seize your equipment, and in this case, they're banning it because they say, look, don't mine close to water bodies. And if you do that, it means you're engaged in illegality. It doesn't matter if you have a license. And also here, GIPC creates special decks for businesses to spur growth. That's it for the Business Finder.
Right. What do we have left?
Maybe the last one will be from the Daily Statesman. I can't guarantee your safety. It's also from Nittiwul. He's talking about all 90 Galamseyers anyway. And 114 Chase 12 MMDC slots in Bono region. 140 people want to be DCs.
Well, and New Crusading Guide says Akufo-Addo secures 170 million, and Opariado's misdemeanor led to his expulsion at national security. Anyway, let's do the online news review.
Let's do that quickly, though.
It's brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Yep. Now, Goyle higher grade fuels have been tried, tested, proven, and accepted over the years as most suitable for all engine types, including the latest vehicles with the most modern engines. In addition to these superior qualities, Goil higher grade fuels are further fortified with the XP3 additive multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and sold at no extra cost. Goil higher grade fuels come in Goil Super XP, RON 95, and Diesel XP, sold in every Goil station and not just selected ones. Fill up with Goil higher grade fuels. Ajibebia, Goil, good energy. Goil, yeah, yeah.
But you know the non-stops just don't stop, because United Airlines is introducing a new non-stop Dreamliner service to Washington, D.C. with connections to over 130 cities across the United States. And to book your ticket, go to united.com or visit your travel agent. United Airlines, fly the friendly skies. Flight schedule is subject to change.
All right, just before we go to the BBC top story on My Joy Online, Dominic Nitiwul challenges Ghanaians to report top government officials involved in illegal mining. We're going straight to the BBC. Is brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
I nearly gave up on driving out of frustration. What hadn't I done? Purging, replacing electrical parts, changing my fuel pump, and still the engine noise in my car won't stop. Then I met this guy who said I should try Goil Fuel. By the way, my name is Thomas. I did try Goil Super XP RON 95. Now my car is renewed. Yankonkwa!
Goil stocks only higher grade fuels, further enriched with XP3 multifunctional enhancer. More efficient, eco-friendly, and at no extra cost. Available at every Goil station. Ajibebia. Goil Super XP RON 95 and Diesel XP. Higher grade fuels. Excellent for modern engines and all vehicles. Goil. Good energy. Yeah, yeah, dear.
These visitors only show up at dinner.
Hey, bro. Come in, oh. Did you manage to fix the car?
Yes, so it's running smoothly, boss.
Fine. You are very, very welcome. Have a seat.
Efo, bless you.
Osofu, you are 2 hours early. Please make yourself comfortable. Let me go and dish the neighbor. Oh, come in, oh. I was just about eating dinner.
Efo.
Good to see you. Sit down. Excuse me for 1 minute, okay?
Efo has a plan.
Hey, Fiafi, Ewi. My brothers, come after they see something.
Wait there.
He lures them outside and locks them out.
Finally, I can eat my food in peace. Stay outside there.
Find out why people are going a whole 9 yards just to eat Lele rice. Lele, tasty food, happy family. This advert is